Welcome in, my beans. Hello, hello, hello. We have another Fall in Love Visual Novels Studio Steam Fest game presented by the lovely Studio Elan. Getting a little tongue-tied, my bad. Today we are taking a look at City Lights Old Flames by Sugar Moon Studio. Another really exciting looking game here. Really happy that I get to be here and cover all this. Looking forward to jumping in. But before we do, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the event. So this is a Steam Fest focusing on visual novels with romance as the main theme. Romance of any kind. So we've already seen all kinds of games here. Really, really incredible show from all of the teams and all the different devs. Like, insane amount of work in these games so far. Very excited to check this one out as well. Like with all of the other reviews, I don't really read aloud or do voice acting or things like that when I play visual novels. I more so like to kind of like voice out loud my thought process. You know, I like to analyze the character portraits, if we're getting a lot of variety in facial expressions and poses and outfits, if there's any attention to like animation, character movement, camera pans, stuff like that. How well do the character portraits fit in with the environment, if the menu interfacing is playing into the overall aesthetic, you know. I like to kind of pay attention to those details and just kind of like talk through my thought process as we go, and also just kind of generally reacting if like characters are vibing with me and stuff like that. So we're going to be doing that. Anything that you need in terms of like Steam pages, itch.io pages, if the project has a Kickstarter or a company website, all of that will be in the description, easy to find. If you see anything that you like, please, as always, engage with the project, whether that's wishlisting the game, you know, playing the demo yourself, leaving a review, community, like being involved in the community tab, or even just interacting with them on other social media websites, you know, stuff like that. Like, keep involved with the project, because all of that engagement literally makes such a huge difference with small dev teams. The difference of a single review literally can be what determines in these algorithms whether or not they're going to push more visibility for the project. So cannot stress enough how much that small little action on your part is legitimately helping these small devs. So please, if you see something that you are interested in, something that you care about, show up for it. You know, that's the thing that's going to help these devs the most. But with that, let's get started with the game, shall we? I'm fine with the base. Okay, maybe we have like a calendar system going on, maybe. A pretty clean, modern looking interface here. There did seem to be kind of like a cell phone kind of aesthetic presentation wise going on, so maybe that's what we're going for here. Nice touch that the sketchbook is more important to her than her clothing. Oh, okay. This is not a small apartment. This is not a small apartment. What are you talking about? This is like a luxury suite. My profile picture is a cake? That doesn't look like lunchtime. That looks like sunset is about to hit. Oh, wait. Why did the text duplicate there? Okay, but you signed a lease. Okay, but you signed a lease. No, you do not move in. You do not get keys until you have signed a lease. So, like, you cannot show up, but you are still legally on this document, ma'am. There is no fucking way you did not already sign this lease. So I could legally keep you on the hook for rent, ma'am. Not a pizza topping. It does a weird, the interface does a weird thing where like the phone pops up again for a second instead of like going away. I definitely know that feeling of like, you know, you want to be honest, but they'll be like, see, I told you so, you know, that kind of shit, instead of like, oh shit, you got stood up, that's awful, okay, let's problem solve, you know? I think we can tell the truth. Okay, I'm sorry. You moved to a new city, you got a lease on an apartment, you paid like at least 3 months rent up front, because that's how this shit works in a big city. You don't have a job yet. Nothing here has screamed realistic yet. This is not a small apartment by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. Literally apply. It doesn't hurt anything. Yeah, literally. Oh, that was fast. Okay. You got incredibly lucky. Yeah, girl, this is your life. There was just a blank screen of nothing? Okay, well, there's our first character portrait, I guess. Of course we're gonna be cordial. Oh, cute. Ooh. Alright. Little confused by the scale of characters. Oh, cool. Nice. I have to imagine she legitimately enjoys the job. She has a necklace with, like, the logo of the company. The backgrounds do read as, like, very, like, this is a Japanese city and this is a Japanese business office, you know what I mean? And, like, the apartment complex was very Japanese. But the name locations that they gave didn't seem like real cities. I at least don't recognize the names of them. Cute, hello. Oh, I think I think that was supposed to be him slapping him. Okay, that screams desperation. I don't think your caller ID would say recruiter. None of our business. Oh, okay, we're just suddenly home. Oh, okay. Okay, we're very drastically just jumping. I guess this is a flashback? Yeah, because that's better. Him riding a motorcycle was part of why you broke up? I think you're the problem, ma'am. Okay, I appreciate putting the filter over to make it look like he's, you know, outside with less lighting. Always a nice touch on character sprites. That's a valid reason to break up if he's not taking the relationship seriously or, like, you know, taking your future seriously. Okay, if he was endangering us, then that's a fair reason to argue about the motorcycle. A lawyer? So you don't know that I take art seriously? I don't know if I would like that. He's already not good at, like, taking the hint and giving you space. Okay. Uh-huh. No, good night. No, no. Is the USB bad? What? No, we're gonna... I don't know if this is how I would word it, but we're gonna be honest. That's true. That's very true. And you're just going to ask a complete stranger. You know, I would probably be honest if I did get caught. This is this person's dog and it was thrust upon me and I felt like I couldn't just like kick the dog out on the street. What happened with the Miles, did the presentation go well? I feel like we're like constantly jumping past something without like wrapping up the plot line. The time jumps are very abrupt, and it doesn't feel like we like completely wrap up what we had been working on previously, you know? What a great landlord. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. Yeah, ask how he's doing. We can't always just talk about ourselves. Did we clean up the glass? That is not safe for the pupper. Well, that's really sweet. So I'm assuming this is friend who Dane got jealous over. Okay, so he knew about my drawing, but Dane didn't. Damn. Cool, we're just not gonna finish that conversation. Okay, so, that kind of looks like there's a closed sign in the window. I guess maybe it says open, maybe. It kind of looks like a closed sign. Oh. Why can't I have a coffee with these things? Fish and chips does kind of sound good. I'm sorry. Who are you to judge what I'm eating? Shut the fuck up! Wait, you asked for my order before I'm sitting down? What? What? You never told him! Yeah! We've literally had this job for like a week now! Wait, you told Dane that you weren't talking, so you lied to... I can't get a grasp on if we're the problem or not. Sometimes it feels like we're the problem. Yeah, time zone is not a singular city, you know? I ordered a drink. Coffee was separate. How do you... Damn, way to go, damn. Okay, why is all of this glass available? You've had the dog around long enough now. I just like, sure, we'll move on from this, you know, I'm sure it's not gonna come up again, but like, how does the landlord know? Like, if someone goes on vacation for a week or whatever, you know, a landlord is not gonna be like, oh, they ditched me, I'm throwing all their shit out. Like, wait, what do you mean? Oh, that's a little weird. Or just like layered entirely on top of her. None of my business. I don't care. Oh, okay. Again, something strange about the phone interface popping up. I think we can mostly be honest. We've got a job, you know, we're having it's a lot of work to make that transition in a new town and a new job and stuff like that. I think that's fine. Well, you should be talking to a shelter or something. Oh god, your mom sounds so fucking insufferable. God damn. The answer is go talk to a shelter. That's the answer, but you know. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, literally. It's not your address. It's a city. It's not your address. Yeah, uh-huh. True, but like, you can't just leave her on the street. If it's only an hour off, you should just be making your way to that park. Yeah, yep, you're still wearing the exact same outfit from years ago. He's very cute, though. I definitely prefer him over Dane. You've just been sitting here with his arm around you awkwardly in silence for hours. That's so fair. That's so nice. He is so nice. He's so respectful of our boundaries, unlike Dane. No. We didn't even say yes. What happened with the USB thing? Well, bitch, if that's what I want, then that's what we'll go do. Jesus. What? You're weird. Yeah, I don't want this turning flirty. No, no, no. Yes. Well, that's good. You're finally getting some brownie points. What? What about this is a bowling alley? That's so sweet. Seems like a pretty nice guy to me. I have like almost no interest in Dane whatsoever. Like almost negative. But that is unfortunately where we're gonna have to call it here for this one. I think that there's a decent enough like idea here. That idea of like, you know, oh, I'm gonna start fresh in a new place. No one's gonna know who I am, but these like lingering ties back to your roots. You know, fine scenario, and there's interesting enough connections and plot lines between these characters. The pacing of things is strange, and constantly we would just time skip to like days after without any follow-up. Like, did the presentation with the designs we hastily put together go well? They were hinting Lana took the USB drive, and maybe that does come up again, but like we never went anywhere with that, and Dane seemed to know what was going on but didn't actually do anything about it. So many strange things that just like get established and then we just move on from them, but maybe they just get addressed in time and I'm not seeing enough of it, you know, very possible. But good quality portraits. The character designs are very clean and very attractive. The backgrounds do seem like potentially pre-made and just purchased for, you know, to put together. Nothing about this is a bowling alley. Absolutely nothing about this background is a bowling alley. But like, you know, I consider things like that a nitpick. It is very, very difficult to put together a whole game like this by yourself. So getting pre-made, cheaper assets like that can be a big boon. And that does mean less customization, and maybe not everything is going to one-for-one match up for what you're going for, right? Having a very, very Japanese coded city, and then our characters' names are Dane and Oliver, you know? But it is a nitpick. It's definitely a nitpick. I think there is still plenty here that is, you know, engaging and enjoyable for people. So still a good job by the team. As always, if you see something that you're interested in, all of the links that you could ever need will be in the description of the video in regards to the project. Please give it a look for yourself, wishlist, play the demo, leave reviews, engage with the devs on social media. You know, it really, 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 truly does help these teams out in getting their projects visible to more people on these storefronts, you know? So cannot emphasize enough how much that little bit from you does legitimately help these teams out. So if you see something you like, show up for them, you know, because that's how they're going to succeed and be able to make more things in the future. Yeah. But thank you again, Studio Elan, for hosting the event, and thank you, Sugar Moon Studio, for allowing me to check out your game. It was a good time. And that's going to be it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. Goodbye!